Well, hello. I wanted to check in today, thinking about healing work from the perspective of understanding my values. That has been another big part of this healing intensive that I've been a part of, and so fortunate to be able to participate in. It's really understanding those main points of friction or even the traumatic events that I've had in life from the perspective of where it didn't align with my values. And so when you're a child and things are happening, you don't have that language to talk about and understand what your values are. And many times, I'll say for me, many times I felt that my values were more about external things, about expectations and what I should value versus really taking the time to explore my personal values. And so that has been a wonderful part of this work, just understanding conflict from the standpoint of my values. And I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated looking at this video. I'm still glistening from my afternoon walk, but it just is what it is. I wanted to get this kind of out while I was thinking about it, because it's been so enlightening to think about different situations I've been in, relationships I've been in, workplaces where I just felt like everything looked fine on paper, but something just wasn't right for me. And when I look back on it now, really having a clearer picture of my personal values, that's the key. Where my values were not in alignment, I just wasn't comfortable in certain situations, or there was a lot of friction to make things work. And so one of the things that, again, I know it is a privilege to be able to take this time away and spend concentrated time thinking about these things. And I'm so grateful for it. But one of my big takeaways is that, reaching midlife and being able to have these tools and this greater understanding, it's a gift that I'm giving to myself as I create the life that I want in the future. So I'll just talk about a couple of my personal values that, again, I've come to see are very important to me. Number one is connection. Genuine connection, I will say, is very, very important to me. And I realize when I look back over time, when for whatever reason I lost connection with people that were, very important to me, or when I've been in situations that were more transactional, never worked out for me. I've had a lot of different jobs. I've never done that's just never done sales. I know that they're needed, but that's just something that's never been anything I could do. I've had people approach me and say, you probably would be good at sales. You know how to connect with people, but that transactional element of it has never resonated with me. And so realizing that genuine connection is super important to me. And when I think about a lot of the longing I've had in my life, one of those has been belonging, whether that is to groups, in family situations, just a sense of belonging has been very important to me. And so genuine connection is high for me. I don't have it for the networking, though. We got to catch up. We got to get together one of these days, people. And that's great. This is not about right or wrong. It's about right and wrong for me. And so, again, enlightenment has come through this process. Another high value for me is authenticity. Along with connection, today I had the opportunity to sit and have lunch with a group of people in the building that we are staying in. There is a wonderful couple on the third floor right below where we're staying. And I've just only seen her in passing, going in and out of the building, but she wanted to invite us to a lunch, and she invited a few friends, and there were just general connections being made, and there were no airs being put on. We sat and ate and got to know one another. And so that authenticity is very important for me. I have never thrived in environments where I felt like I had to be a certain way or, be so concerned about the impression I was making or saying all the right things. And so just as I look forward, I won't even suffer ever to be in environments like that. And again, I'm grateful that I don't have to. And even in thinking about that, right, the privilege of being able to decide, we talk quite a bit about sometimes the trade-offs, specifically as it surrounds like your employment. Maybe it doesn't fully align with your values, but there's a higher value of having, adequate funds to fund our lives until we can make different choices that are in better alignment with our values. So it's not that you just throw everything away because it doesn't align, but little bit by little bit, I'm building a life that is in alignment with my values. And I'm just grateful to have this knowledge, again, that I'm building this from the inside out versus majority of my life has been from the outside in, where I've looked at everything outside of me as the barometer for whether I'm measuring up, what I should be wanting, what I should be trying to attain, whether that was, clothing or a certain type of home. And it is just great to be in this season, to have reached this age and to have found this level of peace and security within myself to say, it's already in me. I'm going to continue to look inward and build from the inside out. So that's all. I know this is a little all over the place, but I wanted to share that quickly. I might dig a little bit more into how values plays into this healing work. I've had a couple of people reach out to me privately just asking, what exactly are you doing? What is going on? And so I may share a little bit more about some of the other revelations that are a part of this healing intensive and how I believe it is the most valuable and transformational thing a person can do is making peace with their past, totally letting go of what was not really for you, getting the lesson, and moving forward with clarity and intention. And again, part of that for me has been identifying these values. And authenticity, I talked about connection. Final one I'll say is mutual respect. I know I'm a woman of a certain age, right? And you grew up in that time of respect your elders, and we were taught to just respect certain people that were in positions. And a lot of times it didn't matter how the treatment was from that person down. It was all about the respect upward. And so I realized that I need mutual respect. I'm going to respect you. I need you to respect me. in situations where you have these kind of dictator type folks, it doesn't work well with me. Or again, just, big mama just wants to run things because she's the oldest one. Doesn't work well with me. When she's nasty, got a nasty attitude, but we got to respect her just because she's, the elder in the room. That just doesn't work for me. I need mutual respect. And so, again, when I look back and realize what I've struggled in certain environments, that is a value that I have. And I realize now that in some cases, definitely was not in practice. And I struggled. And so I'm working to build a life without struggle. Again, I could go on because I'm going in many different directions, but I think for so long, especially as a Black woman, struggle is glorified. Overcoming struggle is glorified. Living in struggle, but I don't look like what I've been through. And I just believe that we can learn about ourselves, find our power and our voice to live a life that does not involve struggle. I just do not believe that is the life for us. I regret any moment of my life, the minutes, years of my life, when and if I ever exemplified struggle and the overcoming as a way of life. I'm all for overcoming and victory over situations, but that is not meant to be a way of life, that we are constantly in struggle, constantly overcoming. I believe when that is prevalent for me, when I'm looking back over my life, that has meant I was out of alignment with my values and with even understanding my value, right? What I bring to the table, to situations, to relationships. And so part of this healing journey is recovering my personal value. Just because I am here on the planet, I have value. Not that I've done anything, not that I've had to struggle or be an example for the Black race, all this stuff. Just because I am valuable. And living a life where I understand my core values, my personal values, that I am choosing to live by because they're important and are in alignment with me, I believe will give me the anti-struggle life. Anti-struggle over here. So that's all I have for today. I know this is a little all over the place, but I just wanted to share a little bit of a different perspective on this healing journey. Uncovering those values. It makes so much sense. And so I'm grateful to have this information, more information about myself, and having tools now to recognize what's happening with me and where it aligns or does not align with my values, and the steps I need to take to get back into alignment. So, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you are having an amazing day wherever you are. And as always, I encourage you to take time to care for you, invest in you, understand what you need unapologetically in this world to thrive. Take care. Bye.